gentle yoga flow practice today. So we're actually going to begin standing today. So if you have any blocks or props, we'll use them later. Just put them off to the side of your mat. And we'll begin finding a nice tall upright position. Feel free to situate yourself near a wall. It's always helpful for a little balance. And take a peek down at your toes. Allow them to face forward. Take a slight soft bend in the knees and draw the chest up towards the ceiling, opening the palms up forward, and breathe. We'll begin to draw our hands into heart center. You can allow the gaze to fall softly down to the floor. If you feel comfortable, you can go ahead and softly close the eyes here, remaining stable in the lower body. Start to tune into the breath, noticing your inhale, releasing the exhale. We practice yoga for not only its physical benefits, but also for its mental clarity that we receive after practice. Today I want to invite in this idea of grace. Grace in a physical sense is the refinement and elegance of our movements. Sometimes in yoga we get very fixated on having straight arms, straight back, straight leg. And we can get rigid in our transitions into different postures. We forget how to move with grace and ease. So picture what moving gracefully means to you. I'm sure we could all picture that graceful dancer that seems to move effortlessly. And I want to invite that into practice today as we move through our different postures. Being mindful of the soft bends in our limbs, allowing the palms and arms to sway gracefully. And we can also invite in this sense of grace and apply it to our speech and acceptance of others. We know that grace is a word that has a lot of positive connotations. When you hear people speak gracefully, they're very seldom saying anything harmful. So what does it mean for you to respond with grace and treat others with grace, including yourself? So with your hands drawn into heart center, I'd like you to welcome in this idea of grace into your life today. And if you'd like to set any other intention or gratitude, go ahead and do so here. And just repeat that intention or gratitude over in your mind here for a moment. We'll take 3 deep breaths and just repeat this intention with each inhale in your mind. Inhale in. Exhale out. Inhale, recalling your intention. Exhale out. Inhale in. And exhale, side out. Release the hands, allowing that intention to go out into the room. So coming into your standing posture here, maybe just lifting one leg slightly or one heel slightly and then the other, just kind of rocking side to side here for a moment. And we'll begin moving through our postures today with grace and ease, letting go of any effort or prejudgments that we have about our postures today. So go ahead and open up the palms, face them forward, inhale and raise the chest up towards the ceiling. And exhale, close the palms down beside your hips. We're going to find some graceful swaying here to start. So anchored into the four corners of your feet, begin to just bring your arms in front of you. Imagine you have a big skirt. And you're just swirling it side to side, allowing your hands to wrap around your body. And as if you're scooping air away from you. Being mindful of your knees, take a slight bend in them, not applying too much pressure here. And taking these sways as gently as you like, slowly as you like. Or maybe you're craving energy today, you can pick up the pace a little bit. Again, keeping that slight bend in the knees here as you sway. Scooping that air away, tuning into the breath. And take a few more sways side to side. And then slowly start to slow down the pace here. And release the hands down by your sides. Inhale, bring the arms forward and up. Exhale, flip the palms up towards the ceiling. Inhale, chest draws up. Bring the hands forward so they're resting onto your shoulders. And breathe. We're going to open the elbows out wide here. And then we're going to just find some rotation in the shoulders. So with the hands resting, or you can release them if this is uncomfortable. But inhale, roll the shoulders up. Exhale, roll them back down. And start to allow the elbows to guide this movement. Elbows go forward slightly as shoulders go up. Elbows go out and back as shoulders go down. Just releasing through the shoulders. Allowing the breath to go along with this movement. And release the hands back down by your sides. I'm going to find some gentle side stretches here. So if you want to find the wall, you can always flip to the opposite side when we do the other side. So we're going to inhale, bring the arms up and overhead. Exhale and release your right hand down beside you. Inhale and find length. Exhale, reach that left hand up and over, finding a stretch in your right side. Always find a wall here. And breathe. Inhale, draw both arms up through to center. Exhale and release the hands down. Find that gentle sway again here. Just softly allowing the blood to flow back down the arms. And then coming back to your mountain pose. I'll be mirroring you here, so inhale, arms go out, up. Exhale, and you're going to release that left hand down beside you. Inhale, reach the right arm out and up. Exhale and reach it over, finding that stretch in your right side body. And breathe. beside you. Do that little sway, allowing the blood to flow back down the arms. And breathe. Finding some joy in this little dancing movement here. Keeping a slight bend in your legs. Again, inviting in what you need today. Maybe you need some grace and soft movements, or maybe you want to invite in energy and find these rotations a little quicker. Either way, finding some grace with your arms, swaying them side to side, and then slowly allowing this movement to stop. Releasing the hands back to mountain pose. Inhale and bring both arms out and up above the head. Exhale and release them back down. Find your mountain pose. And breathe. Nice and strong in your mountain today. We're going to begin to come down to the floor, transitioning with grace, elegance, and ease. So you know yourself best how you want to get down. Otherwise, if you want to test out your balance today, bringing your hands to your hips, maybe finding that wall for support. Slowly lower down to one knee, and then gracefully lifting up that toe and coming down onto that other knee. And coming into a nice tall kneeling position, if that's comfortable for you, folding up the mat, perhaps below the knees, or you can go ahead and come down to a seated position. Whatever you're feeling today, and wherever you are, we're just going to find a slight spinal twist, so option to be here, or perhaps lowering down to a lower kneeling or seated. Go ahead and inhale wherever you are and draw the arms forward, up, and out. Exhale, and you're going to bring that left hand to the outside of your right knee. Open the body out, gaze far out to your right, and breathe. And slowly release that twist, come back to center. Wherever you are, again, inhale, arms go forward, up and out. You be in this tall posture. And exhale, rotate, bring that right arm to the outside of your left knee or thigh this time. Gazing out far to the left, and breathe. And slowly release that twist, coming back through to center. Inhale, bring arms forward, up and out from whatever seated posture you're choosing today. Gaze goes up. And then exhale, release your right hand down beside you. Inhale, find length. Exhale, reach the left hand up and over. Maybe feeling a different stretch than from standing and noticing these differences here. And then gracefully open your arm up, turning your pinkies and palms up towards the ceiling. Finding a slight opening in the chest. And then gracefully folding that back down and release that hand. Find one shoulder roll here wherever you are. Take that on the opposite side. Inhale, arms go forward, up. Exhale, and release the left hand down this time. Inhale and find extension. Exhale, reach that right arm up and over. Again, feeling a slightly different side stretch, whether you're in easy seat or kneeling. And inhale, bring it back through to center. Exhale, finding that twist or that extension again. Flip that pinky and palm up towards the ceiling. Slight opening in the chest. And then correcting that, bringing that back, gracefully passing back through to center. Exhale and release the hands down. If you were kneeling or cross-legged, wherever you are, bring the legs out in front of you and bring the hands behind you. Just sitting on a beach pose, watching the waves. Begin to wave your legs side to side. Allowing knees to fall to one side and then the other. And breathe. Keeping integrity in your chest as it draws up towards the ceiling. And then release those legs and hands. And coming up into our easy seat here. Inhale, bring the arms forward and up. And exhale, arms come forward. Palms are facing together as if you're holding a big beach ball. Keeping that big beach ball in your hands, you're going to inhale and bring the arms back up. And exhale, bring that big beach ball back down. And one more, inhale, beach ball comes up. Exhale, place it down on the ground in front of you. Drag your arms back alongside of you. Interlace the hands behind you. Inhale, draw the chest up with your hands interlaced. And exhale, fold your body forward slightly, leaning towards the floor. Just going where you're at today, meeting yourself where you're at. And breathe. And slowly, gracefully come back to seated. Release the arms. Inhale, bring the arms forward and up. Exhale, release the hands down in front of you, wherever they land today. If you're more comfortable kneeling here, that's an option. Or if you want to bring your legs out wide in front of you and extended. Otherwise, taking a deep breath here. Slowly start to walk your hands over to your right side. Shoulders are framing that right foot. Bring the left hand over the right. Find that brief little side stretch here. And then we're going to trace up our arm and gracefully open up the left hand. So peeling that left hand up, trace it along, open it up, fingertip to fingertip, gaze up to your left hand, and breathe. And coming back out the way you came in, so allow that left hand to trace along your body, stacking, and then unstacking. Tiptoe the hands out in front of you, and breathe. Again, the hands are just wherever you're landing today. Begin to walk up on your fingertips, passing up through that seated position. Go ahead and bring the hands beside you, or behind you rather, drawing those knees up to the ceiling, and again finding that beach watcher pose and just allowing your knees to rock side to side. Gaze out far as if you're looking out to the shore. Maybe you can get your breath to sound like an ocean. And then pausing, perhaps crossing the legs in the other direction. That's comfortable. Inhale and draw the chest up. Exhale and find that interlace again behind you. Inhale, draw the chest up, fingertips are interlaced. Exhale and release those hands, bring them back in front. Inhale again, find that big beach ball, arms come up above the head. Exhale and release that beach ball down to the floor in front of you, and then allow your hands to just rest down on the floor. and breathe. Gaze goes down the floor, and begin to tiptoe your hands over to your left knee. Finding a gentle side stretch in your right side, step your right hand over your left, and breathe. And then again, opening up through the chest, you're going to take your right arm and just guide it up along your left, gracefully opening out that arm. Gaze goes up to those extended fingertips. And breathe. And then peeling that back the way you came in. Bring that arm down, tracing it along your left hand. Stacking the hands and then unstacking. Tiptoe the hands back through to center. And gently tiptoe the hands back up, finding that nice tall posture. We're going to come into some cat-cows, so if you want to take them seated, that's an option. Otherwise, you can fold forward over your knees and meet in a tabletop. So remembering grace is refining your posture. So let's refine our tabletop by drawing the navel up towards the spine. Pushing away from the mat gently with our hands. Gaze is straight down and neck is long with spine. And same thing if you're seated, just refining that posture here for a moment. Toes are aimed back. You can fold up your mat under your knees if you like, or find a blanket. And we'll come into our cat-cow, so inhale, tailbone lifts. Chest lifts up. Exhale, drawing that navel up towards the spine, finding your cat. Inhale, finding your breath. Cow. Exhale, round through the spine, cat. Taking your time here, moving the spine and body with grace and ease. Keeping track with the breath. Inhale as your tailbone lifts and chest lifts forward. And exhale as you round that spine and tuck the tailbone in. Taking one more cycle here with your breath. And then releasing, refining again your tabletop position. Then gently walk your bottom back. Your big toes can reach towards each other and your knees can be a bit wider here. Find a tall spine and just release the wrists. Keeping your fingertips together. Rotating them in one direction. Pausing and rotate them out in the other direction. Just finding a little break. And then release the hands back down and just walk the upper body back out. Bring the knees back underneath your hips, finding again your tabletop position. And refine, drawing that navel up towards the spine. Inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and reach your left hand out in front of you as if you're shaking somebody's hand. And then release that back down to the mat. Lift up your right hand as if you're shaking somebody's hand. And release that back down, moving gracefully. We'll take that movement to our legs here as well. So finding that integrity in the abs here. Go ahead and kick that left leg back behind you as if you're stamping a footprint on that back wall. And bring that back in. Just Just moving where you're at today. Maybe bringing these movements back to the arms. The legs are too much. Go ahead and peel that right leg up off the mat as if you're stamping a footprint behind you. And release that back down. And then from your tabletop position, you're going to extend your left leg back behind you straight and release those toes down to the mat. And then start to rock forward slightly and rock back. Rock forward as you straighten your leg and rock back as you push back on your heel. Just taking a gentle movement here. And then bring your shoulders back, stacked over your wrist. Engage the glute and lift that back leg. And shift it over. Crossing your left leg over your right. Peek back at your right leg. And breathe. And then peel that leg up off the mat. Slowly draw it back to center and bring it back to your tabletop. And from here, walk your hands out further in front of you a little bit. Draw your big toes in towards each other and bring your knees out wide, and you're going to draw your bottom back towards your heels, coming into child's pose. And breathe, allowing your forehead to come down to the mat. Or if this is just a little too much today, maybe finding your blocks and resting your hands on top of them. Or you can always be in a chair with a table in front of you and just making your chest parallel with the earth. Wherever you are, just release here for a breath. Inviting in grace into your movements and practice. And we'll gracefully begin to move our bodies back up, finding a tabletop position. Bringing the wrists under the shoulders and bringing those knees back under the hips as the toes aim back behind us. You're going to pick up the right leg this time, kicking it behind you as if you're stamping a footprint, and then releasing it down to the mat. And slowly start to draw your chest forward as you roll over those toes, and draw your chest back. Drawing your chest forward and back. Just finding a stretch in the back of the leg. And then coming back to a neutral position with your upper body, go ahead and lift that left leg, or right leg rather, and cross it over the opposite and gaze back at your right toes. And graceful movements, slowly peel that all back and draw that knee back in, refining your tabletop as the gaze goes down. And then optionally go into that traditional child's pose here, or leaving the knees straight. You can walk the hands out and draw the bottom back, resting on your heels, and breathe. Breathing in. Breathing out. And slowly start to draw yourself from bottom and body back up, finding this tabletop position. And then from your tabletop, shift it over so that you find yourself in seated, rocking over to your hips and extending the legs out in front of you. So our staff pose here, so inhale and find that chest is drawn up towards the ceiling, arms are behind us. Keeping a slight bend in the knees here as needed. Sometimes our thighs get really tight, so that bend can be very helpful. Inhale, you're going to raise that beach ball back up and overhead. And exhale, take a gentle fold forward, maybe finding a deeper bend in the legs if you like. Fingertips are reaching down to the mat, or maybe they clasp outside the feet. Maybe they rest on the shins here. Wherever you are, breathe. And then tiptoe the hands back up. Find that nice tall spine. We're going to find our spinal twist here as we did in the beginning of practice. So inhale, beach ball goes up and overhead. Exhale, you're going to bring that beach ball, twist it over to your right side. Still holding that beach ball. Inhale, reach that beach ball up. Exhale, and you're going to place that beach ball down to your right side. Gaze goes long. And breathe. Then grab that beach ball. Inhale. Bring it up over your right side. Exhale. Bring it back to center. Release it onto your legs. Fingertips can come down beside your knees or thighs. And breathe. Reach those toes back towards the knees. Inhale, grab that beach ball, reach it up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, slowly bring that beach ball over towards your left body, placing it down on the left floor, releasing the hands down to the mat. Find a tall spine and breathe. And then inhale, find that beach ball, bring it up. Coming back to front. Exhale and release that beach ball down. Allow the hands to come down by your knees, beside your thighs, and drag them back beside your hips. Breathe and gaze forward. Toes are reaching back towards the knees. Find that interlace again behind you. Inhale, draw the chest up. Exhale, take a bend in your knees here. Draw the chest down towards your thighs. Not pushing here, just wherever it lands. And then inhale, draw the chest up towards the ceiling. Exhale and release those hands. Bring them to your knees. You're going to allow the knees to fall out wide, so draw one knee in and allow that to come out to a figure four, and then draw the other knee in so that you're in this butterfly pose. Inhale and draw your chest up. Exhale and bring those arms behind you. And breathe. If you have your blocks handy, you can maybe bring them under your knees here, maybe on your highest or lower setting, depending where you're at today. So allowing for a little more opening and breathe. And then walk that spine up long. And then graceful as a butterfly, close that butterfly leg. Knees come in together, aiming up towards the ceiling. You can draw one knee closer to the chest and then the other. Give yourself a big hug. Release the forehead down to the knees if that's comfortable, and just breathe. And then slowly draw that forehead up off of the knees. Release the hands. Bring the legs out long in front of you. And you're gonna come into figure 4 position. So draw your right knee in towards, out to the side, and allow your right foot to rest on the inner side of your left thigh. Inhale and draw the chest up. Exhale and slowly rotate the shoulders so they're aiming over that figure 4 knee. And breathe. And then start to bring that right arm out so it's in the same area as your right knee, just resting beside it. And come into that flat palm on that side, and you're going to lift your left hand up and just reach it over, finding a side stretch variation, and breathe. Keep your fingertips pointing forward and together. And then inhale, gracefully peel that arm up. Both arms are up above the head. And exhale, release that left hand down and reach up and over with your right hand. And breathe. And then inhale, draw both arms up through to center. Exhale and release both hands. From your figure 4, draw that knee up and allow that foot to come down to the mat. Inhale and find a nice tall spine, interlacing your fingers outside of that knee. And breathe. Bring that right foot over, cross it over your left knee, toes are aiming forward. Remembering your left toes are reaching back towards the right knee. Again, inhale, find that tall spine. And stay here, otherwise clasp that left hand around your right knee. Drag that right arm back, open up the body so you're facing out to the right. And breathe. Option to stay here, or otherwise option to inhale, reach that left arm up. And exhale, hook that left elbow outside of the right knee. Palm faces up. Breathe. Finding that extension before the twist. And then slowly release the twist. Clasping your hands outside of that knee. Lift that foot up off the mat. And bring both legs out long in front of you. Bring the hands behind you and just pedal both legs out. As if you're in a little paddle boat. Clearly have the beach on the mind today. I have all these ocean, beach ball, and wave analogies. And then pause. Allow those toes to reach back. And then you're going to come into figure 4 on the opposite side here. So reach that left foot and allow it to press alongside the inner side of your right thigh. Left knee draws out. Inhale and find a nice tall spine. Exhale and allow your shoulders to shift to the upper body so it's aiming over that left knee. Again, inhale and find that tall spine. With your left hand down beside your left knee, go ahead and peel the right hand up and reach it out. Reach it over to your left side, keeping the fingertips together, cupping the hands, thinking of like a graceful kind of queen wave here with your hand. Inhale and extend. Exhale. And then inhale, lifting with the core, lift both hands up. Exhale. exhale, you'll release that right hand and reach the left hand up and over to the right side this time. Keeping that cupping in your hands and the fingertips together. Breathe. And then inhale, bring both arms back up through the center. Exhale, release the hands down gracefully. Draw that knee up towards the ceiling, stamping that left foot down to the earth. Clasp the hands on the outer sides of the knee. Inhale and find a nice tall spine. Exhale and leave that right hand outside the right knee, or the left knee, and reach the left arm back, gazing out over your left side. And breathe. Keeping a nice tall spine here. Option to stay here. Or otherwise, inhale and bring that right arm up. Exhale, deepen that twist a little bit. Hook that elbow outside of the left knee. Palm faces forward, fingertips together. And breathe. And then slowly release the twist. Interlace those fingers outside of that knee. Inhale and draw the chest up. Exhale and release that leg out long. Hands come behind you and just pedal. Start to heel, toe, tick-tocking your feet out. Find your legs nice and wide. So your heels may be a little off the mat or maybe right at the edges. Inhale and draw the chest up, interlace the fingers. Finding a slight different variation. Always welcome to bend the knees here generously or however you like. Exhale, release the hands, bring them down to the legs. Heel, toe, legs back into center. Then you're going to bring the hands behind you. Scoot your bottom forward slightly. Toes are facing up, and then allow the feet to come down to the ground. Arms are propping you up. We're in a boat pose. We'll find one more pose today to engage the core a little bit. So as we set up for boat, always being mindful the chest is drawn up. And your option is stay here, or otherwise release the hands up so the palms are facing up towards the ceiling. And breathe. If you want to find a little core fire today, you can stay here, otherwise draw one shin up towards the ceiling and then the other. Rocking back slightly onto your sit bones whilst drawing that chest up towards the ceiling. Engaging the thighs, engaging the core, and breathe. And then gracefully drop one toe and then the other. Draw the chest forward. Hug your knees in towards your chest and release the head down. And breathe. Peel the forehead up off the knees. And if it's comfortable for you, begin to rock back slightly and then forward, allowing your feet to touch down. Rock back a little more. Rock forward, allow your feet to touch down. And then taking one big rock, allowing your back to meet the mat. Otherwise, coming down to the mat how you like, with grace and ease. With your knees drawn in towards your chest, slowly drop one knee to the earth and then the other. Allow palms to face down on the mat and feel the backs of your shoulders rest into the mat. Ankles and toes are in line. We're going to find a gentle bridge here. So with bridge pose, we peel the lower body up off the mat as the shoulders and arms remain stable and down. So inhale, starting with the tailbone, slowly draw the hips up towards the ceiling. And exhale, release that back down. These can be low, gentle bridges here. So inhale, slowly peel the hips up, leaving your shoulders and back in the mat. The lower back peels up off the mat as the hip bones reach up towards the ceiling. And release that back down. And again, you can come to a nice low bridge here. Kind of thinking of that cat-cow movement even with your hips. So you could even just leave your hips down onto the mat and just tuck and tilt. We'll take one more, so tuck the pelvis in, peel the tailbone up off the mat. And then exhale, release that down to the mat. Bring your palms on top of your knees here and stir the pot, slowly drawing the knees into one direction. Bending the elbows in towards the chest as you draw the knees in and extending the elbows out long as you allow the knees to go out. And pausing and just bring those circles in another direction. Stirring the pot here. And then pause when you have the knees drawn in towards your chest. And then release the feet down to the mat. Heel toe the feet out about the width of your mat. And you can allow one hand to rest on your chest, one on your belly. Or otherwise, you're welcome to bring your arms out long to a T. Finding your practice today, how you're feeling today. And we're going to windshield viper here a little bit, so allow the knees to drop down to one side, leaving your shoulders down on the mat here. You can always bring a block or pillow underneath that leg that you're turning towards, bring the earth up to the knee. And inhale, slowly bring those knees back. Exhale and release those knees down to the opposite side, leaving the shoulders down on the mat. Inhale, drawing the knees back up towards the ceiling. Exhale and release them down the opposite side. And breathe. Inhale, come back through to center. Exhale and release the knees in the opposite direction, evening it out. And just breathing here. And then drawing those knees back up towards the ceiling. Heel toe the feet back and underneath the knees. And slowly bring the arms back in, or otherwise, if you have one hand resting on your chest and one on your belly, making your way to this position or remaining there. You can heel toe the feet out and allow the knees to fall into center. And this is a wonderful position here for our resting pose, Savasana, to end our practice. Or otherwise, if you'd like, you can bring the ankles back in line with the knees and hips. And then extend one leg out long and then the other. And just go ahead and make your way to your version of Savasana today. Allowing yourself a few more moments of peace in your practice. Softly close the eyes. Let go of the practice with grace and ease. Become graceful with the breath, softening it. Swallow and release any tension in the neck and jaw. Allowing the tongue to fall away from the roof of the mouth. Slowly draw your shoulders away from your ears. Breathe in grace. Exhale deeper into the mat. If your mind begins to wander at all, just gracefully bringing it back and gracefully letting go of any of those thoughts. You're welcome to stay here for as long as you need today. Breathing in grace and gratitude. And exhaling, relaxing into the mat. Otherwise, begin bringing some movement to your fingers and toes, to your wrists and ankles. Finding a gentle rotation in each. And if you'd like, gently making your way up to a seated position, just taking your time. Perhaps by drawing one knee into the chest and then the other. And gently rolling onto your right side. And slowly, mindfully, gracefully, we'll close out practice. Whether seated or lying down. The Buddha once said, in the end, only three things matter. How much you loved, how gently you lived, and how gracefully you let go of things not meant for you. So I invite you to go off with the rest of your day, letting go of things that aren't serving you gracefully and with ease, and inviting in happiness and good intentions, and grace into your postures and movement. And draw my hands into heart center if you'd like to as well. I'll take a deep bow of gratitude. Namaste. And thank you all for joining me in practice today, whatever time or wherever you are. I wish you all